Hello, 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 my beautiful, gorgeous, and handsome collectives. I hope you guys are doing absolutely marvelous. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're new to my channel, welcome. This is Selene. You're watching CleopatraSeleneIII's channel. And if you are returning, thank you for being part of this beautiful soul tribe. What a tough day. I will not lie. One days are not rose. I will not say days are rose. I will definitely be authentic and honest to myself, and I will say today was not an amazing day. But it wasn't a bad day. That's the problem. The problem is that it was not a bad day. It was a good day. Although, it wasn't one of the bestest of days. When you are going through healing sometimes, well, of course you get tested, okay? And when you're going through tests within the spiritual warfare, which is within your own mind, sometimes whatever that you believed that you had healed or you had fixed will come around to see if the wound is still open or has it sealed already? Have you healed it? And today it's one of those days where I realized that there is one wound that I never believed that it would be this painful. And not only that I never believed that is this painful, I did not believe it will linger for this long. And I believed that I had closed the chapter on it. And it hasn't. This tells me a few things. It tells me that you suppress your emotions most of the time. And you tend to feel as if you have healed a wound, but in the same time you're holding on to the reason of why the wound is there in the first place. Meaning, you see, when you're planting, okay, and if you want to get rid of your bad plants, right, your bad herbs, let's say, you cannot just cut the grass and cut it off and say, that's it, it's gone. It's the easy way to do things. What you have to do is you have to actually dig the earth and make sure that you go and you take all of the roots of that herb. It's exactly as if you're getting a root canal, right? To get rid of the pain and the nerve, well, the doctor has to go all the way in to each nerve and make sure that they're taking out whatever that is damaged and is causing the pain, which is the nerve. So this is what it's all about. It's that nerve was never fully extracted. Somebody could have issues with their teeth. Very it just came to mind, but somebody could have issues with their teeth. And I kind of realized that I am still not advanced enough in my journey to ensure that this does not happen. So it's very important that when you do the work, you ask yourself, oh my God, I am so sorry. Oh, wow. I am so sorry. I was not expecting that. It's very important for you to ask yourself, once you have healed, to either make yourself go back through the same thing or just walk back everything you have done and make sure that the root that you believe is the problem is the actual problem. And that the problem is solved from the root. And by realizing this, I am very sorry, by realizing this, it actually, I realized it while I was asleep. I had a very weird, loving but weird dream. And it changed the whole perspective of today. And also, today is the 10-10 day. 10, it's reputation. 10 is death and rebirth. It's Capricorn. It's the 10th house. Saturn is the day that usually, it's not the day that usually, no, sorry. Saturn is the planet of death and rebirth. So normally when there is a death, of course, there's gonna be grieving. And so it's such a funny scenario because it just feels that I was putting an end or a death to a situation, and I was grieving it, or I grieved it, and then poof, it shows back up. And it kind of opened a wound. And now I'm kind of, I'm in a wishy-washy kind of a situation, feeling, okay, did I actually close that chapter or not? And the answer is, if I'm asking myself the question, then probably not. And so, I don't know why I'm talking about all of this. It's already been 8 minutes into the video and I'm talking about this. Note to self. Keep going back just to ensure that chapters are closed. Or don't think that some chapters are closed when your decision, your final decision, has not been taken. If your actions does not match your desires, well, you're leaving the wound open or the doors open of anything coming back or anyone coming back into your life. And we're talking about entities, good or bad. So make sure to know what it is that you want. Therefore, take the time to sit down and go within to ensure that I wrote down what exactly it is that I want. If I want this, if I don't want this. So like that, when the universe presents something to you, for you not to be shocked. That's all that it is. All right, my loves, before, without any further ado, let's start the reading. And before anything else, let's start the reading. You're not rising, and I'm not surprised. I'm saying I am not surprised. It's because of the energy that's in the air. Alright, let's go. Help all my guides, angels, and higher self to protect me and my energy during this reading. I set intention to receive guidance and insight that will serve my collective and my highest good. Please protect my collective and I while receiving these messages with truth and wisdom. And please provide me with the best and the most accurate reading as possible. Please and thank you. Alright, let's do this. Just to answer your question, I do believe something has come to an ending, if you were wondering, because I started this reading at 1:43 and it's been 10 minutes and now I'm starting the actual reading. So there's a lot of tens. 10, 10 today, and on top of it another 10. There's 3 tens. There has been a completion that has happened somewhere with someone. Okay, it's either you with someone, either someone else in your energy with someone else. However you see it fit, you should know the answer to that. All right, if it's you or someone else. Angels, guardians, and Holy Spirit. What's going on with the collective? Change. There is no alchemy. Patience, longing, waiting. I can't make this up, and I just said it, that your actions has to match. So if you're longing for someone or waiting upon someone, you haven't closed chapters. Okay. Faith. Your faith could be a little bit wishy-washy right at this moment. And the reason why I'm saying that, it's because, of course, if you're wondering if something is closed or not, or if you're wondering if something is with you or not, it means that you haven't healed. It means that you're kind of losing faith or hope on something. Okay, because when you're fully healed, you know that there's nothing that you can ever lose in life. All right. All right, another 10 came out, and now it's pay attention to the signs. You are paying attention to the signs. Yes, okay, I have this feeling that you could be a little bit confused. All right. I have this feeling that you feel a little bit confused, especially, one second, when it comes to your faith. And it feels like the reason, the matter of fact that you're a bit confused when it comes down to your faith, it is messing. That's the word that I'm hearing. It's messing with your crown chakra, with your head. It's messing with your head, with what you're understanding, with your wisdom, with your knowledge. It seems like the fact that something is not changing, it seems like either you're not feeling loved or you do not have the love that you want. Okay, let's put it this way. It's very clear right now. It feels like because your situation hasn't changed and you are not with the person that you love, or you do not have the love that you're seeking for, all right? It seems that because of that matter of fact, you are losing hope in some ways. Not only that you're losing hope or faith, you're also getting very much confused with the signs that is provided to you with. Of course, the ground will become shaky because you see no outcome. Instead of taking advantage of every single day and making the most out of it, you're sitting and waiting for an outcome, and because you're not seeing the outcome, you're kind of losing hope and faith when it comes to the signs, which is not good. Which is not good. Anything else from here? No, okay. Yeah, you're either you're waiting for someone or either you're in love with someone. I don't know. You're reminiscing about someone, that's for sure. Alright, let's go see more. Fear of loss. You fear that you've lost someone. You fear that this person is never coming back. You're hurt when it comes down to love. You kind of feel like love sucks. You shouldn't. Maybe the reason why I had a dream is for me to speak about it in this reading. Okay. You're not settling. You're refusing to settle. That's a good thing. And the reason why I'm saying that is because in my dream, someone came into my dream, and it's very rare that I dream of people. Usually when I dream of people, it's because they're having a hard time in their life. Something is happening and they're having a hard time. And most of the time they want to talk to me. And I had a dream of this one person, and this person told me, I'm healing, but I'm coming back. I'm healing and I'm coming back. Wait for me. I'm coming. This person was saying to me. And as much as I would love to believe, right? Again, it's because it's the unseen. Sometimes we trick our own mind. I'll believe it when I'll see it, right? But then again, there's also the hope of wanting what it is that we desire and forgetting about the red flags. So this, again, it's called the spiritual warfare, because you're thinking about the two extreme possibilities. It's either real or it's not real, because anyways, that person is not present to tell you if it's real or not. So this is where you question yourself, which in the truest form, if you have faith in the signs and the synchronicities and in God and in yourself, you shouldn't question. I hope you understand, and I hope this is helping you. All right, let's do this. Angels, guardians, and Holy Spirit. Tell me more about alchemy, please. Alright, so I have past traumas on the bottom of the deck. The number 0202 could be significant for some. Okay, so you're not too attached. Okay. Or you, The situation hasn't changed. The person that you want is not coming close to you, or you're not going towards them. Okay. And you're building anger. There's anger that is building up within you. This could trigger your past traumas. This is exactly the confirmation of everything that I said in the beginning of the video. So this matter of fact is triggering you, because whatever that you were expecting isn't coming. Therefore, it is triggering you based on your past traumas. Especially when it comes to a person, right? Because I told you, a person came and told me, I am healing, but I'm coming back to you. Wait for me. All right. So either this is making you feel as if you have been abandoned by someone, or it could make you feel not chosen. And that could remind you of the past. Okay, that sometimes you were not chosen, or maybe if there was a choice that needed to be made between you and other people. I'll give you an example for myself. When I was very young, I was in school, and I don't know, for some very odd, quiet reason, I was always the last one to be chosen. But I'm not gonna say for a very odd reason. It's not true. I'm not a good runner. I don't like to run. I like the elliptical and I like the Stairmaster, but I don't like to run. All right, so I don't really like football. I would play tennis, but I wouldn't play soccer or football. Let's just put it this way, okay? That's just me. So when everybody was picking their football teams, I was always the last person to be picked. And that used to bother me a lot. But then again, I was a bad runner. I didn't like to run. I would never run after a ball and want to kick and want to goal. So I was always the last one to be picked. And the funny part is that I used to do a lot of goals because I was a strong kid, and my kicking was quite good versus my running. So I used to do goals whenever I could, but it is what it is. Anyhow, so that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's triggering you, and it's opening some wounds, and it's aggravating you. Tell me about faith, losing faith. Body shame, yeah. You're making yourself feel guilty. You're yeah. You're finding it hard to accept. You're finding it hard to accept, or hard to let go of control, I would say. And I'll tell you why. Yeah. Criticizing. You criticize yourself a lot. Okay. You don't criticize your partner, but you criticize yourself a lot, especially when it comes to you and your body. I don't understand why, but you feel very much unattractive. That could be, again, an insecurity of yours. And when something like this happened, right away, you're going to hold it against yourself, within yourself, and you're going to say, okay, I'm not attractive enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not this enough, I'm not that enough, or I didn't satisfy this person, or something was, I don't know, I'm not pleasing enough for a person. Don't forget, we are people pleasers. The world, everybody is a people pleaser for an X reason at a certain point of time. Therefore, this is where it becomes complicated, because you're telling yourself, you're saying, I didn't please that person enough, right? And this is why you criticize yourself. You hold it against yourself. Because you want what you want, not taking in consideration somebody else's emotions. But if you have sufficient empathy or compassion for other people, you would understand that everybody has different likes and dislikes. You cannot please everybody, right? And that's where it becomes too hard for you to accept that you're still alone, or you're a lone wolf. Okay. But I have to say that here it says, are you really a loner, or are you afraid of loving someone who could hurt you? I have this feeling that in your case, it's you fear that someone could hurt you. There is that fear of not being able to satisfy someone. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe perhaps in the past you've had people with whom you were with that either they cheated on you, or either they left you for someone else, and you kind of felt like you weren't enough, or you grew up with this ache of never being good enough for one of your parents. That's the cause. Not, you grew up, for the girls, you grew up with none of your parents telling you you're beautiful, right? And yeah. So this is, or for the boys, well, I don't know. The only answer I can find on this is that you would feel that you cannot satisfy someone enough, and that's why someone cheated on you. But that's not true. It's not you. It's the spark, the chemistry between two people. All right, sometimes there's one party that feels the spark or the chemistry more than somebody else, and sometimes both feel, and it stays. But then again, it stays, but it doesn't mean that it will stay forever. This could eventually change at a certain point of time. It's just that it's the ego that refuses to accept the matter of fact that somebody's likes or dislikes could change. But everything changes in life. Only crazy people don't change. So it's not you, but it's your ego that makes you feel as if it's you the problem. But in purest form of reality, it's not you. That's just how it is. That's how it was destined to be. Right? This is where it says your faith is kind of shaky, because you understand it, but in some period of times you forget about, okay, so this is what it's meant to be. This is what it's destined to be. So therefore, I let it go. I let destiny write the path, or go with the flow, or bring the changes that it's supposed to in my life. So you start going against the current, going towards exactly what it is that's no longer supposed to stay. Okay, so this is the whole thing. It's having a hard time accepting, especially because you're kind of blaming yourself right? Tell me about paying attention to signs. Boundaries. Okay. Do you regret putting boundaries up? Do you believe that maybe the boundaries were not the right thing to do? Maybe it's because of the boundaries that you didn't achieve your goal. But then again, you have to understand the boundaries are there for your own protection. Right? Past trauma. I can't make this up. The hardest thing is for you to fall in love. Confirmation. The hardest thing is for you to fall in love with someone and not being able to be with them. It's very hard. It's very hard to accept. It's the hardest thing to do, to let go of someone. And when you do that, you need to understand that it's not your fault. Or if someone let go of you, it's not your fault. Don't bury yourself in guilt or in shame. Because it's not your fault. It's not you. All right? Everybody has the right to take their own decisions. Indecision. I can make this up. Boundaries. You're afraid of making a mistake. Now, there's two ways. Either you're afraid of making a mistake because you've set up boundaries and you're not so sure if they will be respected. All right? Or somebody has put boundaries upon you and it is creating some kind of an anger within because you believe that you did something wrong and this person put boundaries, but that's not true. This person puts boundaries simply for them not to get hurt. It's a way of protection. It's not an attack, right? It's your past traumas that makes you feel that it's an attack. It's your past traumas that makes you feel that this is a critic against you. Because you are remembering what has happened previously. You know the déjà vu? That's the déjà vu. But it doesn't mean that in this case scenario, it's the same thing. Maybe this person simply put up boundaries because they were just incapable of taking a decision about wanting to commit, not wanting to commit, about being capable to accept something or being capable to provide sufficiently to you or to something. You understand? You have to look at all of the possibilities before jumping to a conclusion. Judgment. I can't make this shit up. Don't be too quick to count someone out. Be open and give them a fair chance. I can't make this up. You're seeing yourself the cards that's coming out. All right? And that's the thing, though. Somebody just did not want it to settle. Which is the right thing to do. You don't want to settle in life. Because if you settle, like I said, emotions will change eventually. Especially if you fall in love with someone else. Because you're settling in a relationship. Settling in a relationship, it's comfort. It's not love. It's, there is a profit. There is something that I am gaining from this case scenario of not separating. But it doesn't mean that you're happy. Right? Paying attention to the signs. Wow, wait. This is heavy duty reading. Well, yeah, this is a lot of notion in one single read. Deceit, I can make this up. Deception of oneself, or in this reading, it's a deception of oneself. It's you yourself against your own. It's your perception of other people's doings that's making you jump to conclusions that they're not realistic. Because as long as you do not ask the intention, or you do not ask the actual reasoning of someone, you would not know why they're putting boundaries on. You would not know why they, I don't know, the outcome that you were expected isn't the outcome that you're getting. All right? And nobody asked you to wait for someone, right? Now, if they did, because, okay, I'm telling you that in my dream somebody's telling you wait, that could be because somebody is pulling on your energy. And it doesn't really mean that this is your decision. It just means somebody could be pulling on your energy because they want you, or they want to get back to you. There's that possibility as well. So if that's the case, then this is where you need to sit down and see, is this what I want to do? Again, we're going back to the decision from the beginning. If you take a firm decision, then the universe knows what it is that you want. Right? And that's where the doors get shut, and you can finally get out of the 5D, out of your brain in some ways. What's the shadow work for the collective, please? Judgment, illusions, stagnation. So it could be that the stagnation is causing someone pent-up anger. I don't know how to explain it. It feels like someone not getting to someone in time, because we got a clock. Someone not getting to someone is accumulating a lot of pent-up anger. Now, it could be that either you or this person, you're very much attached to each other, and that's one of the reasons why there's a lot of pent-up anger, because of stagnation, because of being away or apart from each other. Again, attachment. There's an attachment that grew, that became fonder. But then again, is this attachment realistic, or is it an illusion? And the reason why I'm asking, it's because, you see, when you're longing for someone, when you're patient for someone and you're longing, do you even know what you're longing for? Not really. So, is it realistic or an illusion? Just an expectation, or just an idea of what exactly you're longing for. I could say I'm longing for the most beautiful, for my princess dream, right? But do I know if I will be able, one, to receive that, or two, am I asking the right person for that? You know, you have to know for sure what it is that you're waiting for. Imagine you're waiting for somebody that doesn't even know that you're longing for them, or you're existing even, you know? So that's where it becomes a little bit complicated. Stagnation, movement, even slow is progress. Inactivity, standstill, and root. No, always keep going forward. All right? Judgment, judge less, understand more. Criticism, evaluation, and condemnation. This is you against yourself, more than anything else. Because even if you judge someone else, at the end of the day, you're the one paying the price. Because you could be losing someone of great value. Attachment. True growth requires letting go. Yeah. You cannot hold on to someone or to something, right? And say, they love me. That's not true. They don't love you. You're just holding them down, right? I cannot pin down my dog and say, my dog loves me. I'm the best master ever. That's not true. I cannot say my dog will follow me everywhere when I have him 24/7 on a leash, forcing him to follow me. That's not true. True growth requires letting go. Clinging, dependence, and addiction. At a certain point, when you start longing, the game of give me, never gets implies, right? And not only that, but you've been longing for so long that it has become a prize to win. Once you win that prize, does it still taste the same? Meaning, are you satisfied? Okay. There's that too. And. Am I putting someone on a pedestal because I'm longing? Am I giving them too much of confirmation? Am I giving them too much? Am I love bombing them in some ways? Devoting myself to someone that much, and then once I get them, I take back my energy because it's not what I was expecting. So I'm creating a lack within someone else. You see, it's very complicated. It's simple, but kind of complicated. And of course, grief. I mentioned it before. And all right, let's go get your affirmation. This is longer than I imagined it would be. But then again, just the beginning, there was like 10 minutes of blah blah, which it completely makes sense with the reading today. All right, angels, guardians, and Holy Spirit. Can I please have affirmation for the collective? Okay, again. I see clearly actions of manipulation. I see the truth. All right. And let me pull your angel number. Changes are coming. Okay. Changes are coming, but the thing is that you are stuck. Confirmation. You are stuck in your own 5D, in your own brain, in your own world. And that is holding back your creativity. You have to bring changes to that, okay? When it comes down to this situation, when it comes down to your heart, you have to make sure that your brain does not get that much affected. Because that means that you have lost the balance of your yin and your yang. Okay? You have to bring yourself back into balance. All right? Longing does not help, so changing that would be the best thing to do. Like, that would be the first issue that I would solve, personally. Can I have perfect angel number? 143, preparation. Somebody's getting prepared for you. Abundance. Claim it. Of course, claim it. Of course. 888. Of course, you claim that. All right. And what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing right now is that you have been hitting a stagnant point. There has been a lot of delays in whatever that is meant to happen for you. But changes are coming to that. All right, that's for sure. And also, there was a lot of preparations that needed to be done behind the scenes in order for you to be able to receive what it is that you're supposed to receive, which is abundance. Yeah. All right, angels, guardians, and Holy Spirit. Let me know, guys, when you write 888 in the comments below, let me know what it is that makes you feel abundant, what abundance represents for you. I really would love to read you. All right, can I have a spirit animal, please, for the collector? There we go. I can't make this up. Personal choice. I have this feeling that something is not what it seems. There's a partnership, some sort of a relationship that will be coming together, but it's something that you're not expecting, or it's a person that you're not expecting. That's even more complicated than I thought. So release all expectations. All right, that's very important. Okay, angels, let's do this. Your affirmation is, I communicate clearly and honestly, making powerful connections with others. All right, don't isolate yourself, okay, when it comes to all of this. All right. Before we go any further, number 14, significant. 52, 25, 22, and 10 could be very significant for some. We have angel number 143, preparation. Angel whispers, life is filled with phases. The whisper is telling you to prepare for the unexpected. I can't make this up. I just said it. And allow change to pass through with a sense of peace, financial and creative changes upon you. Woo! I want it. I want it. I want it so much. I need new in my life. I need something new. Usually, me myself, when I feel like, oh, there's something missing, I need to do something that is new. Last time I felt this way, I automatically went to Cuba. I had to go on a trip. I had to do something new, something I've never done before, and that was it. Your affirmation is, my dreams and desires are coming to fruition, bringing change that I welcome with an open heart and mind. Yes, claim this. With an open heart and an open mind. All right? And if it's not open, then open it. How do you open it? When you want to cry, cry. Let it out. Feel the emotions. Feel the emotions and understand why they're there. Okay, that's very important. Puffin, partnership. Accept yourself and your colorful personality. Feel confident about being you. You are a joy bringer. Let your community nourish and protect you. Ask for help. Teamwork will give you the best results. That's very true. You don't have to be always, I don't know why I'm saying this, but when I was reading this one with the open heart and the open mind, and then we came here, and there's a certain point that made me feel that I needed to say that you do not always have to be the strongest person in the room, because when you have that, you have your heart that is closed. And this is very true. You do not have to hold yourself back from your tears or hold yourself back from asking for help because of the matter that something is your duty only for you to do, or something that you need to be by yourself to do something. That is not true. You're not. Okay? You're not meant to go through life by yourself without help, nor are you supposed to pay back or give back something to anyone when you're in need of help. You can give back to the world however else that you like. All right? Some people, again, it's the past traumas. Some people, they don't like to ask for help because there was always something that was forcefully taken from them when every time they ask for help. And that creates hyper independence within people. And it's important to be able to see it. Don't fear asking for help, especially if something is not even your domain, or something is something that you don't even understand it. Maybe asking for help is going to help you understand better. All right, who am I reading for? I can hear it, I can hear it. Taurus. This was a beautiful reading, guys. I like this. Cancer. Well, this is a general reading, so you could have any of these somewhere in your chart. And you don't have to be these signs to resonate. Maybe this has happened to you sometime in your life. Maybe not lately. But this is why I just do the signs at the end. Because I really, truly believe that this could be helpful for anybody in reality. Taurus and Cappy, right at the end. And I have both. Yeah. Leo. There you go. All right, collective. On that note, you take care of you, and I will see you on the next reading. Love, peace, and bye for now.